We're back again, and we have moved ourselves to the edge of the desert. Yes, we're about 5 miles from the Ram Brewery. I'm not exactly certain which direction, but I'm sure they'll tell us. Where we are at the Mad Swede Brewing Company. And I'm very happy to introduce, with Mark Naski, because Mark is always there, Mr. Jerry Larson, who I believe is the owner, head brewer, and the Mad Swede. Hi, Jerry.
Hello, how are we doing?
We're doing great. That's a hell of a beard you got there, my friend. You look like you've just come down from the hills.
I may have.
How long you been growing that?
A couple years, I suppose.
Oh, wow, that's a winner, that one. So with a name like Larson, I'm going to have to assume that you are definitely of Swedish heritage, right?
Yes, that's true.
Good. But you weren't born there?
Negative. No, I actually have to go back a couple of grandparents to find the actual Swede who left the mother country.
Ah, so whereabouts in Sweden were you from?
I'm not 100% sure. We think it was just north of Stockholm.
Ah, okay. Of course, you must get on with Mark there, because Mark, being a Finnish person, Finnish origin,
right?
You've got the accent, you don't. But do you Scandinavians get on okay together?
Well, so far.
Okay. You're a man of few words, aren't you, Jerry?
Well...
I'm going to say that you're going to let your beer speak for itself. I'm very happy to say that I've had several of your beers before, courtesy of Mark and his trips back to the Illinois area. And today we're going to be trying one in a little 12-ouncer, and this one is called the Helm of Awe. And it's got an awesome dragon spitting out fire on the front of it, plus a little kind of insignia on it. Tell us all about why it's called the Helm of Awe. Oh, by the way, this is a robust oatmeal porter. You tell us all about it. I'm going to crack it open.
Right. The icon you say you pointed out in the middle of the dragon is actually the Helm of Awe. And it's a mystical shape that the Swedes would put on their forehead or their shields, and it was to instill fear in their enemies. If you look at it closely, it's a trident coming from all directions, and so it basically meant that you have to go through a lot to get to me. So it was to be fearsome.
Okay, and you guys have the same beer, right?
Yes,
we do.
sir.
Why don't you go ahead
This
and
time
crack
I didn't
yours
screw
open?
up.
Are you open?
No, we can open now.
Open then. We got to drink it up here. It poured out absolutely delicious looking and I've got a light that's shining through it, and it's shining through quite like a red, very bright red light coming through it. It's a very dark mahogany, very nice looking beer. Beautiful head on it, nice light off brown. I guess that a coffee head. Would you say so? Oh, look, there we go. He's got his there. Beautiful. Cheers, gentlemen. Or is that Skål?
Skål.
Skål på den saken.
Yeah, easy for you to say. Beautiful aromas of nice, robust malts coming out of that. So tell us about this beer. Is it a popular one in your neck of the woods?
Yes, it is, and it's a robust porter, which means it's a little bit bigger, stouter than a regular porter, and I say it's almost a stout, but not quite there, and still in the porter range. But the idea was to buck up a porter, so it wasn't just a simple brown porter; it was almost a stout.
And what makes that move into the stouts? Because a lot of people would drink this and say, "Oh, this is a stout," but but it's not. It's a porter. What's the difference between the two?
Barley, roast barley, not malted barley, but roast barley. That's my interpretation of the historical record, was that a stout had roast barley in it, and a porter did not. And so this has kind of all the elements of a stout without that one element. So it doesn't have that bittering, super bitter, super malty, super dark malty flavor that you get in a stout.
Yeah, and that's the way I learned it too. So exactly what he says.
I find that it's got very nice, slightly dry finish, beautiful body down the mouth. It's like getting those roasty flavors that go through, but it's not over the top.
No, I don't use too harsh of the dark malts on there. Just a lot of dark, because I like that color. And then the other part that kind of helps that the feel, the taste in your mouth is the oats, which would give it that little bit of a slicky note to it that kind of enables you to taste it a little bit better, is the way I think of it.
Yeah. Do you use brown malt in this one at all?
No.
Okay.
So you guys have been open for what, 4 years? 2016 did you open?
Yeah, about 4.5 years in October. So we're right near 4.5.
And what made you want to open up a brewery, especially in Boise? Obviously been successful because you've been going for 4 years.
Insanity, I think, is probably although we really didn't recognize that till after the fact. So it was, and in Boise is because that's where I am. But I didn't come here specifically for that. I was here, and basically I was a home brewer. I'd been home brewing since 1979, and with some gaps in there. But really kind of went down the rabbit hole in the 2000s and just kept going deeper and deeper and deeper. And home brewing is one of those things that you can go as deep as you want. And I kind of went down the rabbit hole and started entering in local contests, and then started winning. And then my wife and I talked about it and said, well, we could either continue to work for HP for another 10 years, or we could try this and see how far we get. And so here we are.
Ah, so you were in IT, were you?
Yes, I'm. My background is as a mechanical engineer. So I worked for them for 5 years, and then came back for 15 years for 20 total.
Did you find that the mechanical portion of it helped you in joining all the plumbing up?
Absolutely, and finding leaks.
Yes. Now, I, as I said, we had some of your beers before, and one of them that sticks in my mind had a dog on the front of it, I think, and wasn't it called Naked Sunbather or something?
Yes, that's it, Naked Sunbather.
Oh, I got it right. Now, refresh me on what that was.
There you go.
There. Oh, is that an amber?
It's a nut brown ale. It's a brown ale, but I use particular malts to push it onto the nutty side, a little biscuity, that sort of thing. So,
yeah, and that's the reason that it stuck out in my mind. I knew there was some reason. I couldn't remember the style, but it being a nut brown ale, very near to my heart, because I guess originally when I was growing up, Newcastle was a nut brown ale. Now it's a shit ale. So.
And then there was, I think, one called King of Kiev or something.
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, my gosh, that was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That one challenges our systems. It uses so much malt, but yeah, it's a fun one to do, and it's.
And that was a Russian Imperial Stout?
Yes.
And did I have a barrel-aged version of it, Mark? I can't remember now.
We have them, so it's possible that he brought one back.
Okay, yeah. All of your names of your beers seem to have some association with either Norse mythology or something to do with the Scandinavian lifestyle. Is that so?
Yeah, we try to do that. What we try to do is talk about the Norse history that people don't know about. Everybody says, "Oh yeah, those Norsemen, they were rapers and pillagers." Well, at that time, everybody was rapers and pillagers, but they were also travelers and traders, and they went places and stayed there for long periods of time. The first king of the Rus people was actually a Viking, hence the first king of Kiev. So he was there, he was living there, and he became their first king. So that's one of the things that people don't know about. A lot of it's just fun. Helm of Awe was just because we thought it was really cool, and the helm itself was really neat looking, and so we try to kind of marry those together.
Was wondering if anybody had noticed that I have a large thing sticking in front of here. This is my hat tip to you guys. This is my Viking horn glass, which I've never actually drunk out of because I've never had enough beer to put in it. This is kind of like your equivalent of our yard of ale in England, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you drunk out of a Viking horn?
Probably about a dozen.
Oh.
Yeah, we actually have one of our employees gave my wife and I each a horn, and we had to use it. So I've had several beers out of it. I have a little pouch. I can actually put it on my belt loop, and I can have a place to stash my horn, and then pull it right out, and I'm ready.
And I always say, if you've got a place to stash your horn, you're a made man. Well, this oatmeal porter is a very, very nice one. I'd love to have this on draft. You're putting it into these small cans now. Have you started canning recently since the pandemic? Because I know a lot of places have.
We were actually about a year and a half before the pandemic, we started canning. And we started with 2, and now we're up to 5 in cans. So although we do the Helm in the winter as a winter seasonal, and then we switch to Danegeld, which is a golden ale. We switch to that as our summer seasonal. So.
Oh wow! Yeah, bring that one back next time, will you please?
Yes, sir. I will.
I like a good golden ale. Good.
Yep.
Do you do all 12 ounces in 6-packs, or are you doing also some pints?
No, we're just doing 6-packs of 12 ounce right now. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, the Helm of Awe is an excellent brew. Hopefully, when I get up to Boise, I'll be able to come and see the Mad Swede in person. You're not mad, really, are you?
Not really.
Okay. I was going to say, if you are mad, what are you mad about?
Yeah. We say that we're not mad because we're not angry and we're not crazy, although that last one may be debatable. But it's really a mashup between mad science is the idea. So.
I see. Do you have any special brews coming out in the next couple of months that people should know about?
We actually have a new beer. It's been out a few months, but we're going to have it in cans beginning in March, and it's called Hemmingleve. Hemmingleve.
Oh, and that means?
Hemmingleve was one of the 9 daughters of the god of the ocean, and in particular, she was the god of calm seas. It was the god that the sailors would pray to because calm seas are better than the opposite. So it's a hazy pale ale. So it's a kind of a modern thing with these hazies, but it came out really crisp, really nice. And we finish it with a brand new hop out called Sabro, and it just gives it a great aroma. It's just wonderful.
What's the characteristics of that hop?
It can give a little bit of kind of a barrel age to it, but it also has just a hint of that. But it has a tropical with coconut kind of overtones. So it's a really neat hop. And I think at the CBC, back when we had the Craft Brewers Conference, we discovered it there. And then right after that, you couldn't get it. It was super expensive, but it's actually gotten out in the world now and come down to a reasonable price. So it's a real neat beer. Neat beer to neat hop.
All right. Well, whereabouts can people find your brewery?
In Boise, Idaho.
Okay. It's a big place. You got an address?
Somewhere, yeah, on Cole Road. We're actually right by the airport. So right on the
excellent. That'll be the first place I come to then.
Yeah, absolutely. We're like 5 minutes away.
Okay, cool. Well, Jerry, I really appreciate you coming on, even after you had a problem with a leak, which I understand you did. You didn't have the leak, but somewhere had a leak.
Yeah, but I got it fixed. It's all good.
So I raised my glass to you. I'm going to get my bell out here. There it is. I'm going to give this a couple of dings because I really like this. There we go. Yeah. My dinger is working well. Cheers, Jerry. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Mark. We'll see you in the next and last beer, right?
Tomorrow, yes.
All right, that's good. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jerry. Cheers. All the best.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.